Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Cobra Kai Studios for another one of what I consider my favorite videos to make, which is the fan question videos, where we just sit here and talk about theories, questions we want answers to. I do studying. I look up on the internet to try to find the best possible answer that I could provide. Now, most of these we don't always have answers to, so they're just my theories. You can't take anything I say as true until we know if it's true or not. But the first thing we're going to go into is, will Moon and Hawk get back together? Personally, no. I don't think that they're going to get back together because Moon has already seemed to have moved on. She has a new girlfriend, which is definitely flipping the script on Hawk, since he liked to flip the script and all. So no, I don't think that they're going to get back together. Not to say that they won't, but I don't personally feel that they will. You look online and everybody kind of feels the same way in the most cases. Some people believe that Moon only did it just to get back at Hawk, which if that's the case, then maybe it was just something to kind of get to Hawk, make him really feel bad for how he's changed to become the person he is now that we see in season 2 at the end of it, you know. So I don't know. Me personally though, I'm gonna say no. I don't think that Moon and Hawk's gonna get back together. So we'll let the creators of the show surprise us on that one if they do, but I don't feel like that's going to be a case. Still talking about Moon, some people have the question, do you think that Moon has a crush on Sam? Yes and no. I feel like maybe the way they kind of portray Sam and Moon to be kind of in that way could be possible, but I don't know. What would be your input on that? Do you think that Sam and Moon might be a thing? I don't know. I mean, I guess if Sam ends up liking Moon and Moon likes her, then I guess it could be a thing. I don't know. I'm not the one to say that they ain't going to. But I don't personally think that's going to be a thing. But it could be. Be a hell of a twist if so. The next thing I want to talk about is, do you think Dimitri and Hawk will become friends again? Let's see. That's a tough one. I mean, you could tell that Dimitri still likes his friend in some ways and probably misses the friendship that him and Hawk once had before the whole Cobra Kai thing. But I don't think Hawk would ever be friends with Dimitri again. The way Hawk has turned, I don't see that becoming a reality. But I guess if the writers wanted to add that into the show, I wouldn't be disappointed. I'm not the biggest fan of Dimitri just because of how he acts, but I mean, he's one of those characters that I felt like, again, just like Hawk, he was needed for the show to add some kind of drama and conflict. And him and Hawk becoming enemies when they were once friends adds that realism conflicts that you could actually expect to see in the real world. Because as I've stated before, some people do indeed change after going to martial arts. They get a lot of confidence boosts. They feel like they're just badass. And I've seen it ruin friendships. Actually ruin friendships. So I don't know. I don't think that they're going to become friends again. I feel like that's something that we're not going to see no more. And I feel like the rivalry that they have is something that's going to carry on for seasons to come. So maybe one day they might become friends again. You can't always be ruled out. But my personal opinion on that is no. I don't think they're going to become friends again. Another question that has puzzled me, because we don't know if this is even a question to ask yet, and by that I mean, how would have Terry Silvers found out about Cobra Kai winning the All Valley tournament in Season 1 if he indeed did find out? Obviously, we don't even know for sure Terry Silvers is coming back. There's so much speculation, and I want to say kind of proof online that he's going to. And I feel like the creators kind of need to bring him back in some way. I mean, he is technically the money house for Cobra Kai in the Karate Kid movies, the trilogy, not the fourth one. We don't add that one. But I don't know. I feel like if he did find out that they won, then that kind of proves the speculation that he's been keeping tabs on Johnny, maybe Kreese, maybe Daniel as well this whole time. Which, as sneaky as Silvers was, I could see that being a very true fact and statement there, that he probably does know Cobra Kai won the All Valley tournament. If Kreese found out, why wouldn't Silvers? And for all we know, Kreese and Silvers have been working together in the back scenes of this whole show the entire time. We don't know that Kreese doesn't still communicate with Silvers in some kind of way. So that kind of leads me to believe that, yeah, I feel like Kreese maybe told him. Could be one of the reasons. I feel like maybe he just seen it online in an online ad or newspaper or anything along those lines. If he's really keeping tabs on him, then I feel like that's something that's going to happen. He's going to find out in some way. So, yeah, I feel like maybe he does. Another thing bringing up Kreese is one of our fans asked, who do you think Kreese was yelling at on the phone? Now, I know they make it kind of speculate that it was maybe one of the people that he was staying at the house. Maybe he was, kind of telling the truth to Johnny in some way, that he was talking to someone that he was, where he was staying before the whole Johnny finding out where he was staying at. But at the same time, it kind of leaves open the whole question of what if that wasn't? What if that was Silvers he was talking to, you know what I mean? I feel like it could have been. It could be Silvers. It could be Mike Barnes. There's a few open-ended answers there that you look online, and a lot of people kind of feel like it was just him talking to the lady at the house where he was staying at. But then you have a good amount of people that speculate it was Silvers. So, me personally, I kind of hope it was Silvers, because it's more of a hidden Easter egg in the show of something we might see a flashback to in the future. And if that's the case, that's going to make a lot of debate and topics that we can go over after we actually know the answer there. Because then we can bring back this question and be like, yeah, we have an actual answer to that now. But I feel like that would be an interesting thing to happen. So hopefully that's something we'll get an answer to. Another thing I know a lot of people want the answer to is who all might have attended Tommy's funeral. Do you think Allie was at his funeral? I couldn't really find any proof on this, so this is all a speculation. Me personally, considering Allie doesn't live in a whole different country, maybe, but then I feel like if that was the case, then I feel like Johnny and Allie would have already communicated ahead of time, and they wouldn't have needed to even add the whole friend request. But what if that friend request was because they did connect again and she wanted to reach back out to him? Very possible. It really is. And if that's the case, then maybe we'll get an answer to that. Maybe we'll get to see some more things that we didn't know were Easter eggs in the show, but actually was Easter eggs in the show, and they'll actually bring it back and start talking about it in another way. I don't know if that's exactly what we'll see, but I hope we see some kind of feedback, or not feedback, I guess you'd say loop backs to the season 1, season 2 for things that we might not even knew were Easter eggs at the time, but actually were hints or Easter eggs to something that we're going to see moving forward in season 3 or season 4. So what do you think? Do you think maybe Allie was at Tommy's funeral? Maybe Johnny connected with her there and we just didn't know? Because it's a very big possibility, I guess. You can't rule it out completely. There's no real proof about it, but it's an interesting theory to talk about. Another topic that it's kind of hard to explain here, but do you think that Johnny and Daniel will fight in an upcoming All-Valley tournament? Question there is kind of a hard one to answer. Legally, as far as actually competing in the tournament, no, because the All-Valley Karate Tournament is 18 and under. So, therefore, they can't compete. Now, not to say that they won't just randomly get in a fight at an All-Valley Karate Tournament, but then again, Johnny would have to be in Cobra Kai again, I think, for that to happen, or he'll start his whole other studio, which, how would that even make sense? So, no, I mean, I don't see Johnny starting a whole nother dojo. He started Cobra Kai. He is a Cobra Kai. If anything, he would want to get Cobra Kai back and then maybe pursue something like that. But I don't think that's exactly how we're going to see it happen. Maybe. This is so much that we can expect from Season 3 that it's hard to really answer that without knowing some kind of information to go on. So, I don't know that we can actually fully state anything there. But me personally, I want to see a full-blown fight between Daniel and Johnny again. Not like we got in Season 2 where they kind of bicker, throw some kicks and punches here and there, but they don't full-blown actually fight. I feel like we need to see the actual fight between them, but that's probably something that we're either going to see later on in the show or not at all. Maybe it's something they're just going to build up the whole show and we're not actually going to get that fight. I do feel like we're going to get a Kreese fight with someone. I don't know if it's going to be Johnny or Daniel. I feel like we're going to see him fight somebody. I hope he gets his ass kicked. I'm not a fan of Kreese. I know some people very limited people like Kreese. I do not. I know he was needed for the show, but I don't like his attitude. I don't like the way he's done things from the Karate Kid trilogies up to Cobra Kai. He's such a snake in the grass, literally. I don't know about him. So, what would be your input on that? Let me know. These videos are specifically for us to communicate and hash things out, talk about topics that we want answers to. And, of course, my answer is not going to be the same as everybody else's, and that's what makes these videos great, is that we're not going to agree on everything, but it opens up the ideas for conversations to be communicated between us so that we can come together and talk about ideas and then kind of see what might come true and what don't when the seasons do finally air. Obviously, I know me, myself, I hope we see a lot of new fights. I hope we see some new people being brought into the show, not just people from the past series. Obviously, yeah, it's nice to bring older participants from Karate Kid and such into the show, and sometimes it's needed, but it's also needed to add new characters to the show as well. So with some of the characters not going to be moving forward into Season 3, that leaves them open to add new characters that we haven't seen at all. Obviously, with Kreese taking over Cobra Kai, I'm sure we can expect new people to join Cobra Kai. Leading into another question is Robbie going to join Cobra Kai? I don't think Robbie will ever join Cobra Kai, personally. I feel like he's never going to join Cobra Kai. Now, I'm sure many of you feel different about this, but me personally, I don't see why he would want to join Cobra Kai, especially with his dad not being in Cobra Kai. But I could see Kreese trying to reach out to Johnny and bring Johnny into Cobra Kai as kind of a slap on the face to Johnny, because Johnny couldn't get him to join Cobra Kai. So if Kreese was to do that, that'd be a huge slap in the face to Johnny, and that I could see maybe happening. So I can't rule it out. What would you think? Do you even want Robbie to join Cobra Kai? Me personally, I like I like Robbie being Miyagi-Do. I feel like it better fits him. But at the same time, I do understand the backstory of why people want him to join Cobra Kai, because obviously he is Johnny's son, and you would think that he would want to be whenever he was actually, running Cobra Kai. But with Kreese taking over, I don't feel like Robbie's going to want anything to do with Cobra Kai, even more so now. But let me know what you think about that topic. I know it's a kind of a head scratcher, because there could be reasons for both of it to happen or not happen, and it's kind of just interesting to talk about. What I want to know an answer to, which I know everybody here wants to know, is when will Miguel wake up from his coma in Season 3? Me personally, I feel like that's going to happen between Episode 2 and Episode 3. I don't know why, but when you do a lot of studying and watch interviews, you can see that some of the cast have kind of slipped up and stated that it's not going to exactly take off where Season 2 left off, which means there's going to be a time jump. And with the time jump, that gives Miguel the chance to have actually improved in his health-wise, and maybe even be out of a coma by the time we see him in Episode 1, maybe, who knows. But I feel like we're going to see that very early on in the show. A lot of people feel like we're not. A lot of people feel like we're going to see that later on in the show, like maybe Episode 6 to 8 area, which I could see it going either way. I could see their point of doing that, because that gives them time to focus on other cast members besides just Miguel. But if they make him wake up earlier, then they're going to probably focus a lot on his healing, his health being brought back, maybe him starting to train again, whether it be in his room by himself, because his mom's probably not going to let him want to join any kind of dojo again, obviously. She seems pretty done with taekwondo, with the karate, any kind of martial arts in general come the end of Season 2 because of what happened to him. So I don't know. What do you think? You think Carmen's going to let him practice again? Because I really don't. I feel like it's going to be something he's going to have to do behind her back, which is probably going to lead to some issues moving forward. But I don't think Miguel's going to quit practicing karate just because of the situation. If anything, I feel like it's going to motivate him even more to want to bounce back and actually come full force back into martial arts. And obviously he's going to have some kind of hate towards Robbie. There's going to be some kind of more conflict built up between them. Now, there's some speculations on that Robbie is going to reach out to Miguel and try to squash the beef. Maybe. That's something I guess we could hope to see. But I don't think that's something that they want to do in the show. I feel like they want to keep that rivalry going. And for that purposes, I don't feel like we're going to actually see them two ever be friends. let's just be honest. I don't think that them two will ever be friends, considering the whole Sam, Tori, and all the situations that have happened moving forward into where we're at now. It's just not something that is very likely to present itself in any of these seasons. So me personally, I don't think they're ever going to be friends. What do you think? Do you think that there's ever a chance of them being friends? Because I don't at all. I just really don't. Another thing that a lot of people are puzzled is what's going to happen after the school fight. What can we expect happen to the cast, to everybody involved in the fight, moving forward from the school fight? Obviously, there's going to be people that are probably going to be expelled, like probably Robbie. There's going to probably be people suspended. Anybody involved in the fight. Stingray will probably be fired, in my opinion. I imagine he will be fired for what he did in the whole role, especially considering he's an adult, if not arrested. But I don't know. It's something that I guess all of us will have to wait to really get an answer to. But what do you think happened after season 2 technically comes in? Especially if there's a time jump, then there's going to be a lot of information that we're not going to fully have answers to right away. So what would we really be able to answer if that's the case? I mean, it's just going to be more Easter eggs and hidden clues probably that we'll have to piece together to really get the answers to certain questions. And I feel like that's one we might have to do that with, because I don't know that they're going to fully explain everything. Now, if there's expels and suspensions, then we'll probably hear about that in some way. Obviously, the cast are going to mention that in some way in the show. But it's a mind puzzler. It's interesting to think about nonetheless. Another question that's very interesting is, do you think that Dimitri has a crush on Sam? A lot of people are curious who Dimitri might end up being with. I don't know. I guess there's some subtle hints to that in the show that he might. And then there's also things that kind of seem like he's not interested in Sam at all. So that one, from everything I looked online, there's nothing but speculation. There's not any hard proof of any of that. So I don't know. I'm not going to give an answer here because I don't know. And I'm not going to try to act like I know. So what would you think? I guess it could happen. I mean, anybody can have a crush on anybody. So I guess it's a possibility that we can't fully rule out. But also not one that I could see being true. That's just my personal opinion on it. I don't know. What would you think? Obviously, I'm pretty sure he has a crush on somebody, but who would that be? I don't know. A really interesting question is, do you think that Kimiko has a daughter or a son? Yes, I do. I feel like she probably, I don't know why, but from everybody's suggestions and theories is that she has a daughter. There's no proof on it. So again, if they don't ever bring back Kimiko in some way to the show, then there's never going to be the answer to that question. But I feel like there's a possibility of it. A lot of people speculate that she does, so maybe. It's not one I can, again, not a question I can just be like, yeah, she does, or she doesn't, you know what I mean? It's really all just what we come up with as a community and find together online and kind of talk about. It's a possibility, but nonetheless, we can't be 100% for sure that it's something that exists. Another thing is, do you think that Robbie's gonna go to jail for what he did to Miguel? Or in some way at least be pursued by the cops? I don't know. I feel like the way they're going to do the show, that no, that's not going to be the case. But if he was to actually go on the run after we see him leave the school, then maybe. They could maybe put out a warrant for his arrest or something. But the way that they do this show, I don't know that that's what we're going to see. I feel like, if anything, he's just going to be expelled. I feel like he's, like I said, going to try to reach out to Miguel and try to maybe reconcile what he did. But I don't know. It's a tough one because there's not enough out there to make a for sure statement on that yet. So we'll leave that one up in the air for now until we get more evidence to kind of really back up any answers to that one. And this one's a funny question that we got. How much darker is Hawk gonna get? I feel like they left it open to where he could be a lot more darker. I mean, I feel like he could really become a Crease Jr. 100%. And the fact that he took Kreese's side at the end of Cobra Kai, and the fact that him and Kreese kind of bonded whenever, the whole, he got beat up and Kreese was like, the fight's not over until you say it's over. He really turned to Kreese's side a lot more than Johnny's, and he went from being this bullied, picked on kid to being the bully himself. So I feel like that could go in a lot more darker ways, and I feel like they left it open for something we just really don't expect to come from Hawk. But at the same time, maybe you could, because he's changed a lot in 2 seasons. Not to say he can't change back to being a good person. That could be a hell of a twist that they add to the show that we just didn't see coming. But the fact that he stays with Kreese and chooses Kreese over Johnny, which is actually his master, I don't know. I just feel like he's got a lot of things to change if we expect for him to be a good person again. And I don't think that we will. I don't think that he's gonna become a good person ever again. I don't know. I guess we can hope to see a change for the better, but at the same time, I wouldn't have high hopes that he is. I have a feeling that he's just going to continue going down the path of not being a good person. So you can leave your comments and let me know how you feel. I also want to know, who's your favorite character of the show. Mine would have to be Miguel and then Robbie. Those are my 2 favorite characters, both for different reasons. Miguel, I don't know, I just like his inspiration that he has. I don't like certain things he's done, but I don't like certain things Robbie's done either. And it's just what it is when it comes to your favorite actors portraying a person on the show. Obviously, they're going to portray it in their own way, and however the writers of the show wrote their character to be is how they got to portray it. So, I don't know. Those are just my 2 favorite of the show. Obviously, I like Johnny and Daniel too, the originals of the whole Karate Kid, so I mean, you can't exclude them either. But as far as the new members, I'd have to go with Robbie and Miguel. Who's your favorite cast member characters of the show? Who do you like the most in Cobra Kai right now? Who's someone you think might have the biggest change of heart in the show moving forward? Obviously, like, they could be Hawk, but I don't think he's going to change. I feel like Robbie's going to change in some way, and I feel like Miguel's going to change as well. Don't know if that's going to be for the better or the worse, but I feel like those are 2 characters that we're going to see a huge change in moving forward. And obviously Johnny as well. With the whole Cobra Kai being taken from him, there's a lot that could either go better for Johnny or worse as far as mind state and whole actions and accountability. And the same with Daniel, with him and his wife having the issues that they had, and because of the whole fight and everything that happened. That's another kind of tough subject to talk about, because it could go south very quick and very easy for them. Obviously, there's all speculation that Daniel and Amanda might get a divorce, and I guess it's possible. There's also the speculation that maybe Amanda has or will cheat on Daniel, which I guess could also be a possibility. If that was to happen, I could definitely see a divorce being in the future for them too. And maybe Daniel loses touch with reality for a little bit if that happens. I feel like if that was to happen, there's going to be a really dark side we see brought out of Daniel, and hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully things settle down and they get to kind of reconcile their differences, because I feel like Miyagi-Do has to remain a major part of Cobra Kai. I feel like it needs to stay. Not to say that it will, because there's ways they could go around it to where Daniel's son doesn't train people anymore. And I don't know. I don't know if that would be the best route for the show, though. So hopefully that's not something we have to deal with. I feel like, yeah, there's going to be conflict of interest with Daniel and Amanda, and Daniel continuing to train students. But at the same time, I kind of feel like maybe she's going to open up to it. She might not want Sam training again. But at the same time, what can you really do? I mean, even if the kids didn't have martial arts training, the fight could have still happened in its own way, just because of the situations that happened that led up to the fight. The whole Sam kissing Miguel, Tori seen it, Tori got pissed off, Tori started this big-ass brawl, and it leads us to where we're at now, waiting for Season 3 to come out, so we have some definite answers. I don't know. It's a tough subject to really go over, but at the same time, it's a very interesting one that I know all of us can't wait to actually have some answers to. I really wish we had season 3 coming this year, but unfortunately we have a good 4 to 8-9 months until they decide to actually release it. So for now, we can just keep talking about ideas and speculations that we have, as well as in upcoming videos I want to do some breakdowns of possible hidden Easter eggs, possible theories that no one talks about really, because if you sit there like I do, I enjoy watching shows back to back, and it irritates my wife. She's not the biggest fan of watching something from start to finish and then restarting it back, and you know what I mean, she's not a fan of that, but I am. So on my own time I do this quite often, and there's some things that I've even noticed in Cobra Kai, which I'm not going to talk about now because I want to make a whole video dedicated specifically to these. I looked online, I tried studying, and no one's talking about it. There's a few things that no one's talking about at all, and I feel like it's something we really should talk about, because the creators of the show love throwing Easter eggs into the show. They love throwing little subtle hints of things that a lot of people either pick up on or they don't pick up on at all. And whether they play an importance to the future episodes and seasons or not is left to be determined. Okay, so I have enough time to fit a couple more questions. Another one that I'm really puzzled at is, who do you think is going to go with Daniel to Okinawa? Do you think he's going to go by himself? Do you think Amanda's going to go with him? Do you think Sam's going to go with him? Do you think Robbie's going to go with him? Me personally, out of anybody, the top 2 I could honestly see going would be Sam or Robbie. I really could. And the reason I think that is because I feel like Robbie's going to try to reach out to his dad, and I feel like that's going to lead up to how we get that answer. Either his dad's going to actually accept him, or he's not. And there's also going to be the whole thing of, will Robbie even be able to find Johnny? We don't know where Johnny left to after the end of season 2. We don't know where he's going, where his mind state's at, where his plans are, so I don't know. I feel like we're going to see one of the 2 possibly go with Daniel. I don't think Amanda's going to go, but he could also just go by himself. The way that they if you watch the trailer for season 3 in the last little bit of the trailer when they do the hint with Chosen, there's a lot of debate that can be talked about, even though it's such a short clip. They packed in so many Easter eggs and hints into that little bitty section that I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe he went by himself, but then again, maybe there is someone there that he maybe went to meet besides Chosen that's not portrayed in the trailer teaser, and then maybe it is. Another thing that a lot of people want to know is, can we expect someone to die in season 3? Will someone actually die in the show? I don't know. I don't think that that's something they're going to throw at us in season 3. I feel like maybe we might see something along that lines in season 4. Maybe season 5. I don't think that's something they're going to portray in season 3, though. Unless they were to, like, kill off Silvers in some way, and Kreese goes and actually takes ownership of Cobra Kai completely. That could be an interesting twist that might actually happen. But at the same time, I don't know. If that's going to happen, I feel like they're going to bring Silvers back, and then maybe in a later season we might see him get killed off in some way. But at the same time, I could maybe see them not killing off anybody, because maybe that's not the whole point that they're trying to portray in the show, and maybe that's not something they're actually trying to lead down and portray in any kind of way. I don't know. These writers, the way they thought of this show is so brilliant, and everything they actually pack into the show for us true Karate Kid Cobra Kai fans, that I don't know. There's so much that I feel like is not being talked about and that hasn't been discovered yet, even though we've had this show for 2 years plus. You know what I mean? Like, the show's been out for a while now, and there's still things being discovered that no one's talked about, or maybe they've discovered but just never brought up or made videos about, because maybe they're not YouTube creators, or maybe they're not any kind of content creator. But I know us as fans always have speculations of things, and we always have theories to talk about, and that's what makes this community a lot of fun, because we get to come together, debate ideas and topics. Some, yes, a lot of people talk about, some maybe not many talk about at all. In this video, these type of videos that I'm doing, they're specifically for us fans. They're not like hard proof, hard evidence. They're literally my opinions and your opinions. We're talking about ideas, questions, topics, debates that we want to talk about, and I love to get the feedback from you. I love to see what your answers is to the questions. I like to see what our differences are. You know, I love hearing different ideas from what I came up with. I love when I state a topic, I stated an answer to how I feel about the topic, and then you come out with this insane topic idea that really makes my mind just boom, explode, and really brings me even more interested into the show than I already was. And that's something that's really great. I plan to keep doing these videos as well as many other ideas I have coming up in the future, including some very interesting new editing that I'm going to start doing, which those videos will probably be like once a week videos with every other video I'm going to be continuing to do. So my goal is to hopefully get to where I post daily. I want to be able to post a video daily for everybody. I want to build our community bigger so we can start actually having full-blown conversations with many different people. We're getting many different ideas, many different answers to ideas and topics, and just kind of grow as a community. Obviously, this whole YouTube channel is for us as a community. It's not just something for me. It's something that we can all grow together and enjoy together. Me personally, I'm very passionate about martial arts. I'm very passionate about Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid, just as many of you are. Now, obviously, there's a lot that we can do, and I'm barely getting started. I've only had my channel for going on 3 weeks now, and constantly every day I'm thinking of new ideas and topics that we could talk about. I have a whole book that I've written tons of different ideas about, and we barely started making videos on the topics, basically. Like, we still got tons of videos to go, and we ain't even got season 3 yet. As soon as season 3 gets here, we have hundreds of more videos to go over. We're going to have hundreds of more questions we want answers to, and hundreds of more theories that are going to blow our mind and really just give us something to always look forward to. That's the point of a great show, is to leave them wanting more. These storytellers do great at that. The writers of this show know exactly what they're doing. They know how to tell the story in a way that keeps everybody interested and wanting more. So I think we're going to end the video there. This has already made it to my longest video ever. So I hope you enjoy. I don't know if I'm going to premiere this or if it's going to be just a video I upload. It's going to depend on how the day goes. I got to get all this editing done for it, and we'll go from there. But please, feel free to leave as many questions as you would want to on this video. I don't care if you leave 100 questions. The more, the better. I enjoy doing these videos for you. I enjoy talking about these topics. It's a very, very interesting subject to do. And who doesn't love Cobra Kai? I mean, if you love Cobra Kai, drop some theories that you have. Drop some comments. If you think that you know of an Easter egg in a video or something that no one's talking about, let me know so we can bring it up. I'm going to make sure I start adding your comments to the video so people know who's asking the questions, sharing the ideas together, and we'll just continue growing as a community. I want to, as always, give a huge shout out to Bonsai Kai Dojo, Sensei and Guest Sensei, and I want to give a huge shout out to my moderators who have been here for pretty much every video I posted. They're constantly interacting. That's one big thing with me. If you come to my videos, you interact, you talk, you don't show hate, you just express your opinions, that to me shows that you deserve to be a moderator on this channel, because you're participating in the whole Cobra Kai community, and that to me is a big thing. So everybody, keep up the great work. I hope you all had a great day, night, wherever you're from, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay badass, everyone.